Kidron and carried their ashes to Bethel. Then he did away with the idolatrous priests the kings of Judah had appointed to burn incense at the high places in the cities of Judah and in the areas surrounding Jerusalem. They had burned incense to Baal under the sun, moon, constellations, and the whole heavenly host. He brought out the Asherah pole from the Lord's temple, which was gone down in He also tore down the houses of the male prostitutes that were in the Lord's temple, and would present the evil accomplishments for Asherah. Then Jehoiada met all the priests of the cities of Judah, and defiled the high places with evil to Beersheba, where the priests had burned incense. He tore down the high places of the gates of the entrance of the gate of Joshua, the governor of the city, on the left at the city gate. The priests of the high places, however, did not stand up to the altar of the Lord in Jerusalem. Instead, they ate unleavened bread with their fellow priests. He defiled Topheth, which is in the valley of Hinnom, so that no one could make his son or daughter pass through the fire to Moloch. He did away with the horses that the kings of Judah had dedicated to the sun. They had been at the entrance of the Lord's temple, in the precinct by the chamber of Nathan-Melech, the court official. And he burned up the chariots of the sun. The king tore down the altars that were on the roof, Ahaz's upper chamber, that the kings of Judah had made, and the altars that Manasseh had made in the two courtyards of the Lord's temple. Then he smashed them there and threw their dust into the Kidron Valley. The king also defiled the high places that were across from Jerusalem, to the south of the Mount of Destruction, which King Solomon of Israel had built for Ashtoreth, the detestable idol of the Sidonians, for Chemosh, the detestable idol of Molech, and for Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. He broke the sacred pillars into pieces, cut down the Asherah poles, then filled their places with human bones. He even tore down the altar at Bethel, and the high place that Jeroboam son of Nebat, who caused Israel to sin, had made. Then he burned the high place, crushed it to dust, and burned the Asherah. As Josiah turned, he saw the tombs there on the mountain. He sent someone to take the bones out of the tombs, and he burned them on the altar. He defiled it according to the word of the Lord proclaimed by the man of God, who proclaimed these things. Then he said, "What is this monument I see?" One of the city told him, "It is the tomb of the man of God who came from Judah and proclaimed these things that you have done to the altar at Bethel." So he said, "Let him rest. Don't let anyone disturb his bones." So they left his bones undisturbed with the bones of the prophet who came from Samaria. Josiah also removed all the shrines of the high places that were in the cities of Samaria, which the kings of Israel had made to provoke the Lord. Josiah did the same things to them that he had done at Bethel. He slaughtered on the altars all the priests of the high places who were there, and he burned human bones on the altars. Then he returned to Jerusalem. The king commanded all the people, "Keep the Passover of the Lord your God as written in the book of the covenant." No such Passover has ever been kept from the time of the judges who judged Israel through the entire time of the kings of Israel and Judah. In the 18th year of King Josiah, this Passover was observed to the Lord in Jerusalem. In addition, Josiah removed the mediums, the spirituals, of the law that were written in the book that Hilkiah the priest found in the Lord's temple. For him there was no king like him. He turned to the Lord with all his mind, and with all his heart, and with all his strength, according to all the law of Moses, and no one like him arose after him. In spite of all that, the Lord did not turn from the fury of his great burning anger, which burned against Judah because of all that Manasseh had provoked him with. For the Lord had said, "I will also remove Judah from my side, just as I have removed Israel. I will reject this city, Jerusalem, that I have chosen, the temple about which I said, my name will be there." Thus was the events of Josiah's reign, along with all his accomplishments, are written in the historical record of Judah's kings. During his reign, Pharaoh Necho, king of Egypt, marched up to help the king of Assyria at the Euphrates River. King Josiah left him confronted, and at Megiddo, when Necho saw him, he killed him. From Megiddo, his servants carried his dead body in a chariot, brought him into Jerusalem, and buried him in his own tomb. Then the common people took Jehoahaz, son of Josiah, Jehoahaz was 22 years old when he became king. He reigned 3 months in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Hanidah, daughter of Jeremiah from Libnah. He did what was evil in the Lord's sight, just as his ancestors had done. Pharaoh Necho imprisoned him at Riblah in the land of Beth, which took him from reigning in Jerusalem. His honor on the man of 7,500 pounds of silver, 75 pounds of gold. Then Pharaoh Necho made Eliakim, son of Josiah, king in place of his father Josiah, and shared Eliakim's ruin to Jehoiakim. Necho took Jehoahaz and went to Egypt, and he died there. So Jehoiakim gave the silver and the gold to Pharaoh, but at Pharaoh's command he taxed the land to give the money. He exacted the silver and the gold from the common people, each man according to his assessment, to give it to Pharaoh Necho. Jehoiakim was 25 years old when he died. 2 Kings, chapter 25. In the 9th year of Zedekiah's reign, on the 10th day of the 10th month, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon advanced against Jerusalem with his entire army. They laid siege to the city and built a siege wall against it all around. The city was under siege until King Zedekiah's 11th year. On the 9th day of the 4th month, the famine was so severe in the city that the people of the land had no food. Then the city was broken into. All the warriors fled by night by way to take the king of the walls near the king's garden. Even though the Chaldeans surrounded the city. As the king was there alone, he went to the Arab. The Chaldean army pursued him and overtook him in the plains of Gilead. Zedekiah's entire army was scattered from him. The Chaldeans seized the king and brought him up to the king of Babylon at Riblah, and they passed sentence on him. They slaughtered Zedekiah's sons before his eyes. Finally, the king of Babylon blinded Zedekiah, bound him in bronze chains, took him to Babylon. The 7th day of the 5th month, which was the 19th year of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, Nebuzaradan, commander of the guard, servant of the king of Babylon, entered Jerusalem. He burned the Lord's temple, the king's palace, and all the houses of Jerusalem. He burned down all the great houses. The whole Chaldean army with the commander of the guards tore down the walls surrounding Jerusalem. Nebuzaradan, the commander of the guards, deported the rest of the people who were left in the city, the deserters who had defected to the king of Babylon, and the rest of the population. But the commander of the guards left some of the poorest of the land to be vine dressers and farmers. Now the Chaldeans broke into pieces the bronze pillars of the Lord's temple, the water pipes, and the bronze reservoir which were in the Lord's temple, and carried the bronze to Babylon. They also took the pots, the shovels, the wick trimmers, the dishes, and all the bronze articles used in temple service. The commander of the guards took away the fire pans and the sprinkling basins, whatever was gold or silver. And as for the 2 pillars, the 1 reservoir, and the water carts that Solomon had made for the Lord, the weight of the bronze of all these articles was beyond measure. 1 pillar was 27 feet tall and had a bronze capital on top of it. The capital, encircled by a grating of pomegranates and bronze, stood 5 feet high. The second pillar was the same with its own grating. The commander of the guards also took away Seraiah, the chief priest Zephaniah, the priest of the second rank, and the Philippines. The Philippines had been appointed over the warriors from the city. 5 trusted royal aides found in the city, the secretary of the commander of the army, who enlisted the people of the land for military duty, and 60 men from the common people, who were found within the city. Nebuzaradan, the commander of the guards, took them and brought them to the king of Babylon at Riblah. The king of Babylon put them to death at Riblah in the land of Canaan, so Judah went into exile from its land. Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, appointed Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, son of Shaphan, over the rest of the people he left in the land of Judah. When all the commanders of the armies, they and their men, heard that the king of Babylon had appointed Gedaliah, they came to Gedaliah at Mizpah. The commanders included Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, Johanan, son of Kareah, Sariah, son of Tanhuma, the Netophathite, and Jaazaniah, son of the Beachanan. They came with me, but I to them and were assuring them, don't be afraid of the servants of the Chaldeans. Live in the land and serve the God of Babylon, and you will go well for you. 7th month was Ishmael, son of Nathan, son of Elisha, of the Gibeah, came with 10 men and struck down Gedaliah, and he died. Also, they killed the Judeans and the Chaldeans who were with him at Mizpah. Then all the people, from the youngest to the oldest, and the commanders of the army, left and went to Egypt. They were afraid of the Chaldeans. 27th day of the 12th month.
Let's go over here first.
7th year of Judah's king Jehoiakim. The year Evil-Merodach became king of Babylon. He pardoned King Jehoiakim of Judah and released him from prison. He spoke kindly to him and set his throne over the thrones of the kings who were with him in Babylon. So Jehoiakim changed his prison clothes, and he dined regularly in the presence of the king of Babylon for the rest of his life. As for his allowance, a regular allowance was given to him, 5 of them, a portion for each day, for the rest of his life.
Relevé de ses fonctions et qui soit suivi.
Défenseur pour la République.
go by, you see the kiosk here? Is there a house here? There might be one over there. Might be one there. You don't see it.
Say two different ones.
Check right behind the wall here.
This is where inaugurations used to happen on the east side. I support it.
When I see you come by with this thing, I thought you were her, man. I was like, God, that's why I ran over here and see what you were. I was over there in the Jefferson. I'm looking, I saw that's where I thought about it. That's what I'm gonna miss that. No, we appreciate it though, man. Like we can come with a big sign. Like a solar power thing right here, just growing in this way. You know what I'm saying? He wants to do a contact. We got to talk.
Driving through. Stand right here.
Se muere. Ya estuvo, amores. Então essa aqui é a biblioteca do Congresso Thomas Jefferson. Então tem mais de 200 milhões